Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another episode of How About Them Celtics. Sam and I are here recording on Thursday, October 24th, after the Celtics 122-102 win over the Washington Wizards. Starting off the season 2-0, following up a big ring night win with a big first road win of the season over a Jordan Poole-led Wizards team who put up a good fight in the first half and then reverted to Wizards tendencies in the second half. And I mean, it's a weird game. Good win for Boston. Obviously, they didn't look great, but still a win nonetheless.
Yeah, so the great thing about this game is the Celtics kind of won ugly, but they still went up 30. So they played like they had brain damage for 18 minutes to start this game. And then by the time the half rolled around, they were up double digits. And then in the second half, they really took no prisoners and just kind of put it to bed very fast. All the ball movement came back. The good defense came back. A lot of sloppiness early on, though. They had, I think, 6 turnovers before the break. To put it in perspective, they had 3 opening night. 2 of them were actual turnovers. One of them was just, oh, yeah, the game's over. We're going to dribble out the clock. The fact that they still managed to not only be up at half, but they were up after the first quarter, and they really didn't play well in the first quarter, and Washington did play well, says a lot about the range that the Celtics can play with and still manage to come out and be on top.
And how bad the Wizards are at basketball.
Wizards might be a little bad.
They're really bad. Jordan Poole was like as on fire as you can possibly be in the first quarter of this game, and the Wizards still looked like they were doing anything. It was not a good performance by the Wizards, especially from 3. Jordan Poole had 6 threes in this game and was 6 of 11, and the Wizards, the rest of the Wizards shot 1 of 25 from 3. It's just an insane number. like that is a ridiculous, like, and it's not even like everyone took a couple and they're like no, Kyle Kuzma over 5, Alex Sarr over 5, Carrington over 2, Kispert over 3, George over 4, and there were a healthy dose of air balls in those shots as well.
I mean, there are guys on the Wizards, the name you just mentioned, not all of Sarr, aside from him, those guys aren't like terrible 3-point shooters. Kispert is known for being able to knock down threes. Kuzma in his career has been someone who can make threes. Even Bub Carrington was somebody that people were excited about as a scorer. Like, you were kind of surprised to see his threes slam off the glass in the first quarter. Nonetheless, Washington,
that was a concern from him coming into the
okay.
He's a I'm trying to think of he's like a Lou Williams bucket getter, and I know he was like a 3-point shooter, but he is like very much a rhythm, ball handle, shifty ISO scorer. Regardless, though, your point stands.
Wizards bad. And the other 3 that was not Jordan Poole did not come until garbage time when Patrick Baldwin made one. So when the game was live, not a single person made it 3 besides him. You can almost kind of understand the fuckery that you saw from Jordan Poole all of last season, because when he's on scorched earth and then the rest of his team is a combined, what did you say? He
1 of 25.
1 of 25 from 3.
Yeah.
You can understand the frustration a little bit, even though it was extreme from him.
Even Patrick Baldwin, like, he nailed a 3, like, swish, nothing but net, went back to the exact same spot 2 plays later, airballed the 3. Like, it is unfathomable. It was crazy. Celtics, on the other hand, Tatum got a little 3 happy in this game, still had a good game, 25 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, monster on the glass in this one, in less than 30 minutes, 9 of 20, including 6 of 9 from 2-point range and only 3 of 11 from 3. He took a few he probably shouldn't have taken in this one, including one at the end of, I think it was the first half, that was just kind of chucked up there unnecessarily. He saw a few go down, then decided to let it rain a little bit. So probably needs to bring that in a little bit, just to lump the Jays together for discussion's sake. Jalen was pretty good in this game. He had a really rocky start, I would say. He was pretty like inefficient, pretty all over the place in the first half. Yeah. But he turned it around, put his head down, got to the rim, was very effective. 8 rebounds, 4 steals, 3 assists, 27 points in this one. He finished 50% from the field, 50% from 3. So he finished with a phenomenal game after a rocky start. So the Jays played well. Only criticism really is just Jason Tatum got a bit too 3 happy.
Even then, the game was like out of reach.
Yeah, he was just chucking them up for the sake of it.
He did make some impressive threes in this game too. Like he made them when the game was still close and they were trying to pull away. The good thing about what we've seen from Tatum so far this season, he has been very much engaged when they are in clutch moments of games. And you can say, Sam, they just won by 20 twice. Yeah, but to get to 20, you have to have control of the game the entire time. You have to show up in the spots where the other team is trying to take control. They have done that. Unequivocally, they have done that. Even though they started very slow in this game, they managed to step up before it got out of hand. I don't think Washington ever went up more than 7. They managed to balloon it, and they managed to keep control of it once they blew up the lead. Granted, it's the Wizards, but even against the Knicks, it was the same story. Yeah, they made all the threes, but still, they did a great job of executing when things were tense, when they needed to keep controlling the game, and that's a very encouraging sign to see right off the rip because this could have very well been a game, as we saw at the beginning, that they came out, didn't really take seriously, and they could have kind of kept that same mindset when they ballooned the lead out. Instead, they stayed locked in. They built it up to 30 plus. It was really good work from the Celtics, especially in that third quarter. Another shout out to Derrick White, who has continued to be locked in shooting. He was very efficient in this game. 6 of 11, 4 of 7 from 3 for 19 points. I said it to Jake on the playback. It's kind of tough as a 30-year-old, as everyone in the playback pointed out to me. But with the added opportunity Derrick White is going to have, he would not be a shocking person to be in the running for most improved player, especially because in the preseason, we actually saw him kind of unleash some shot creation, going to the rim, creating on the drive. The efficiency he shot threes with and the confidence he's done it with so far, I'm really reacting to 2 games here, has been impressive. Like, he is someone that looks like he went up another level, much like Tatum, whether it was the Olympics, whether it was winning the championship. He looks a level up from last year, and he was good last year.
Yeah, I don't know if he'd actually get the nod for the award just because it traditionally doesn't go to players like him, and he might not have this level of volume for it the whole season. But I think he was the best player in this game in terms of like start to finish. Like he was hot at the start of the game. He continued that play. He was hot by the time he checked out. Like Jason Tatum was a little bit cold by the time he ended. Jaylen Brown was a little bit cold when he started. Like Derrick White is sort of the driving force, in my opinion, who kept him in even when Jordan Poole was having them look like the prime Warriors. 19 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists for Derrick White, 6 of 11, 4 of 7, was just on fire. Peyton Pritchard also on fire in this game, 5 of 10 from 3, and that was even affected by a few chucks at the end of the game. Almost hit a full court shot, too. It just was like 0.2 seconds off.
Well, he did hit it.
He did hit it. It just didn't count. But Pritchard was awesome in this game, too. 15 points off the bench. That's sort of the 6th man of the year vibe that we were hoping for rather than the one of whatever he took in the next game from 3. So they were good. Not the best Drew game, a little bit off. Shot wasn't really there. Airballed a layup. A few fouls in the first half that were uncharacteristic. It didn't matter. I mean, he was fine. Like it's hard to find like bad performances in a player like this. So you really got to be nitpicky. But like he was off a little bit. But the guards, since we're just lumping them together for the sake of conversation, were good. Al Horford also pretty invisible. Not necessarily a bad way. He didn't really do much.
This is more of what I expected from him on opening night. Like, he got a lot of usage on opening night. Like, granted, the Knicks were leaving guys wide open from 3, so the ball movement created a lot of easy looks. But, you know, in his 18th season in the NBA, if Horford's taking 2 shots in a game, I'm not, like, jaw to the floor shocked. It's like, sure, like, that's kind of what they need out of him. They were both pretty good looks. He probably rushed a little bit on the layup where he had Koulibaly in a switch. But the 3 was a good look. It was off of Tatum behind the back, pick and roll, pick and pop, bounce pass. I was pretty happy with that. He did a decent job on the glass. Like, this is a standard game at this point of his career. It's fine. You don't need too much out of him. Holiday, same deal. He did look a little bit off. He made all his free throws, not bad. And he wasn't quite as involved all over the place as you would hope he would be. He had 3 fouls before half. I'm sure he won't be 1 of 4 every night. The missed layup was a little weird, but I think he might have got hit. I don't know.
Yeah, that was weird. It didn't seem characteristic of him to
Big
miss that
benefit of
bad.
the doubt play.
Yeah, for sure. Xavier Tillman hit his threes in this game. I hope you and Jake were
Big win
talking
for
about it.
you. I thought you were
Hope
going to
you were
come in and
defending
talk
me.
your shit. Actually,
I
both
was
times. I was like, "Here comes Jack."
I was watching in the living room with my friend, so I was not in a space where I could like jump on camera or anything like that. So I chilled out. But he looked good, hit his open shots, was fine. Other than that, me impact on the offensive end. I so hopefully you can still hear me. But he was in his spots on offense, was crashing the glass like a monster for offensive rebounds there. Still wasn't the best defensive game, I would say. He was getting a little bit run over on drives, a little bit foul heavy, but he looked like a monster on the offensive end. So this was still a very positive impact for Queta.
You know what was great about Queta's offensive rebounding today? Is he wasn't offensive rebounding his own misses. He only missed 2 shots. Like and one of them
Exactly.
was
He was
a
efficient.
grenade 3 that he had to put up. Like he did a good job of stinking shots around the rim today, which is usually a weakness of his. I was pretty pleased to see that from him today. I thought overall it was a pretty good game. Yes, he had 4 fouls. I did think we saw flashes of patience from Nemi on the defensive end. Especially in his first stint in this game, he really came in there and kind of looked relaxed. He affected some shots at the rim. He didn't have any blocks, but he made things difficult on Washington, which was really good. In the pressers, it looks like Joe Mazzulla credited him too. I got to find the exact quote here on my timeline, but I did see it, and he shouted out Nemi for his good work, which is very good. Come on. Mazzulla stresses again that Queta helped Boston win 3 games last winter. So this isn't a new thing. Joe Mazzulla has Nemi in that circle of trust, which is something I said to Jake on the stream because we were watching the game. We were like, why the hell are all the big guys playing? Washington's not even playing anybody big except for Valanciunas. Do you think Walsh would have got some run today? He's just leaning on the circle of trust guys early this season. It's as simple as that, it seems.
For sure. Yeah, and like I said, Nemi, first taste of real minutes this season, looked great. Shout out to him. The end of the bench guys were whatever. Baylor Sharman had his first NBA bucket. Literally nobody else made a shot. It is what it is for those guys. The other thing about this game, the Celtics were bullying the Wizards rookies. Like if they saw Alex Sarr on a switch, if they saw Carrington in the post, it was we're gonna go at you with a whole.
Sarr did have some good defensive moments though. They did target him heavily on the perimeter. Like Tatum welcomed him to the NBA.
Oh yeah,
but he also had some decent defensive possessions. Like
had
I
a
was
nice
like,
big
okay,
block,
like I
too.
can kind of see like the excitement with this guy, even though he's not much of an offensive player right now. His defense is impressive.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, good game for the Celtics. Obviously, a bit of a weird game because they didn't play very well in the start, and then they picked it up. Towards the end of the game. I can't get over how bad the Wizards looked from 3. Like Kyle Kuzma, man, was like every shot he took was like I was watching with my roommates and one of them doesn't really watch basketball, and Kyle Kuzma took a shot and I just hear like like the loudest laughing I've ever heard because it just wasn't even close to being close. Like this was an insane performance by the Wizards. Like you mentioned, like they're not all bad 3-point shooters, but they look like it tonight. Like, look, the box scores are updated where I can click on it now. So I just want to look at Kyle Kuzma's 3-point shots in this game.
This is foul. This is going to be the Pirtle level of hate.
They weren't close, and they were good looks, dude. That's a foul. Not even close. Airballed front rim, right? Not close. And Tatum got fouled on that play because it was a moving screen. Look at this. Another one. Second shot. Lost the ball. And then he's like, oh, I'm open from 3. Let me let this fly. Airball. Not close. Just didn't even touch, like come close to sniffing the rim. Luke Cornette there. I'm going to let this fly again.
That was a tough miss.
That one's tough. Rimmed out. And again, Kuzma in the corner. Jaylen Brown sags off a little. I don't really know why. Gets the ball on the wing. Kuzma shot up. Rims out again. Another tough one. Then this is the one. This is the one of ones. Let's see it, Kyle. Let's see it. Dribble. Step back. Hezzy. Lose the ball. Get to the wing. Over Jaylen Brown. 3 air ball.
Looks like
3
me.
Air balls. Dude had 3 air balls. That's impressive. That's an impressive showing by him. But a good game overall. Good Celtics win. I mean, this is how you're supposed to treat a game against the Wizards. You get a blowout win by 20. Obviously, they didn't play necessarily the best, but Derrick White was a plus 33 in this game.
They won ugly by 20 somehow.
That they did. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. to talk about. I think that just about does it. As we're saying this, or as we're discussing, the Mavs are playing the Spurs right now, and Klay Thompson is 6 of 10 from 3. So I'm just picturing Luka. You know that LeBron meme where it's like, can't believe this is my life. That's Luka now that he has like actual 3-point shooting. But yeah, I think that just about does it. Any final thoughts on the Celtics Wizards game?
It's impressive that they were able to so clearly turn it on when they wanted to.
Yeah. Yes.
After a very
100%.
rough start, questionable start, a start that almost had you being like, oh, like, do the Wizards maybe have a little bit of something here with Jordan Poole playing this well? Like, is he going to have something to play for this year?
Nope. Pritchard wore Jalen shoes. So there you go.
In this
That's
game.
something. In this game, yeah. In this game.
He had a good game.
He did.
It must be the shoes. They got
It must
buckets.
be the shoes. They do, in fact, have buckets. Anyways, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure to leave a like. Let us know your thoughts down below. Subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, all that good stuff, and all that same. Take it out.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening and watching. Make sure you subscribe, leave a like, comment, tell us what you thought of game number 2 on the season. We do appreciate all of the engagement. You can always engage with us. Hit the bell. You don't want to miss any of our daily uploads. New stuff at 5 a.m. Full pods drop Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Game recaps like this one are up the morning after each game. Then we have other videos in between to keep you up to date with all things Celtics. You can also find Jack and I live before each and every game for a half hour. Our pregame streams are a ton of fun. Come hang out. It's a ton of nonsense, some basketball talk. Great time to hang out with the chat. You can find all of our pods and game recaps on Spotify and Apple too. So if you're more of an audio listener, that is absolutely fine. Give us a follow. Those things will be right in your feed when you go and check it. Make sure you leave a 5-star review. We'd appreciate that. Email us, hbtcpod@gmail.com. That's the address. Send in your thoughts on this game. Send your rat list. We do love to hear from you guys. You're a big part of the show. We do read your emails every single pod. hbtcpod@gmail.com. Our socials are at How About Them C's for Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Facebook's the name of the pod. All streams are there. They're on YouTube. They're on Twitter. Jack's Twitter's at JacksMunNBA. Mine's at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us.
Tic-tac-toe.